Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashan Abshai Bashan Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, and to the Akwath that are listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm coming at you with another quick lesson. And I have been watching this movie, The Gemini Man, and I watched it when it came out, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And after rewatching it, I stopped it at this scene because this was a scene that way back then that I wanted to really do, a lesson on. So first and foremost, I want to, this is a Fair Use Act. I'm declaring Section 107 of the Fair Use Act, which allows limited, viewing or usage of copyrighted material. I'm only using a few seconds, and this is being used for informational and educational purposes. There is no monetary gain on my behalf from this. But this is First Ezra 5:73, and it reads, "And by their plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building of all the time that King Cyrus lived, so that so they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years into the reign of Darius." And the reason I read that scripture was the first portion of that scripture. Their plots and their lies, their commotions, and their persuasions, and what they do with that is their media. And this short scene was probably only about 10, maybe 15 seconds long at the most. It goes to show you a typical wag the dog scenario where they're training for an event, and they have cameras set up, and they're training for an event, which if the event doesn't go the way that they want to, they could stage the event with their crisis actors, because you're going to see crisis actors, and you're going to see military men fly into action with crisis actors. And this footage could be broadcast over commercial on the evening news over and over again around the world to make people believe a scenario so that they can act militarily or enforce some new law. All right? This is what they do, and this is what we're living through now. We're in a live exercise. All right, with the Crown Royal 19. We're in a live exercise. Drone went into the air. Exercise complete. All right. You see looks like a Palestinian flag or some sort of flag that's from that part of the world. All right. People are dressed in that fashion, and they even have people that look the part physically, ethnically. All right. Like I said, then you even saw the girl in the background where the character, the assassin character of Will Smith, the younger version of him, was sitting there watching the live exercise as it was going down. And then he begins to talk to the man in charge about the new faces and the new recruits and et cetera, et cetera. But as you see, and then they say cut, and everyone stops running and stops acting, and they're all gonna go have water, coffee, and donuts before they do it again. But that just goes to show you that this is the world we're living in, and that veil that's being pulled over the people is being lifted, has been lifted. But only for those who are awake, because the majority of the people are sleep sheeple. All right. This is Daniel 8:25, and it reads, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken by hand." And that's this scenario, because he'll say that this is a peace force, a force for good, like in their commercials. When all along, this is being used as propaganda in order to establish an agenda, or establish and a motive to make the other nations and other people follow them into action, to legitimize their actions. Which probably would be the better choice of words. All right. But it's not going to work. This is Job, book of Job 14. Slovakia. Yeah, this is Job it's not 14, but 13. And it reads, Slovakia. I got distracted by a message that came in. Slovakia. But this is Job 13 and 4. And it reads, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." So they forge lies and make lies in the truth. Like I said, they go against real science and use pseudoscience. All right, and then demonize people for not following the rules that are applicable to pseudoscience and not real science. You know, they also use things like this to demonize people. How easy would it be to just put a couple people in some garments, you know, and call them black Hebrew Israelites, and then stage an event like this? Happens all the time. It's been happening. It's no difference. This is the world that we're living in. All right. This is Psalms 40 and 4. And it reads, "Blessed is a man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn nor such as turn aside to lies." So you got, those of us who trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, and then you have those of us who trust in the evening news. And people like Fauci, who back in March was saying the opposite of what he's saying now as concerning the mask. But, no one wants to talk about that. All right. This is Proverbs 14 and 25. And it reads, "A true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies." So the true witnesses are telling you or warning you of this vaccination. All right, not to put this vaccination waters into your veins, what it's going to do to your body, to your DNA. All right, to align you with the 5G, which what comes after that is the microchip. But then you got witnesses out there who are witnessing falsehoods and telling you that it's okay to take the vaccination. It's okay to take the microchip. All right. They're not warning the people, and they're liars. All right. They're speaking lies. They're deceitful witnesses. All right. They're in this for monetary gain, and things of that nature. That's what all the woman pleasing, these woman friendly doctrines, because they're so afraid of because they're number one investors into their lies, the monies that they get from the women. So they're going to tell them that smooth feel good stuff. And speaking of women, the sister that came and visited while I was on the line, you know, the water for your kind words, sister. You know, and keep watching, keep learning. All right. May the Most High keep you until that day. But this is First Ezra's 5 again. 72 actually. I've read 73. I'm gonna read 72 now. And it reads, "But the heathen of the land lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judah." So they lie heavy upon us. They lie in order to try to taint our name. All right. And one of the biggest lies that they put that word black. All right. When my skin is nowhere near that, you know, I'm very light brown, you know, of the Northern Kingdom persuasion. All right. And you got, and so you can't call, and matter of fact, there is no black people. We tell you that damn near every lesson, man. You all right? I'm looking at this screen, and what I see is a bunch of people, light shades of brown. I saw some red pale people, and I saw some chocolate brown people. What I did not see was anyone white and anyone black. And as a matter of fact, according to Esau's chart, his science, black and white are shades and not even colors. Because you know you could go and find flesh-colored crayons, and what you're not going to see in a flesh-colored crayon is black and white, because no people are those colors. That is a social concept falsely created to control the narrative. And you put the label black before something, it's negative. You put the label white before something, it's positive and acceptable. Point blank, period. All right? This is Proverbs 19 and 5. And it reads, "A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape." So, you know, Esau Edom his skirt has been lifted. He's been uncovered. All right? The Lord has lifted that veil that, you know, that was cast over all people. I believe there's Isaiah 25:7, if I'm not mistaken. But that veil, those false labels, black, white, Middle Eastern, you know, Arabian, you know, Chinese, Japanese, all those false labels which they have established are being lifted, and the biblical nationalities are being brought forth. And now that the biblical nationalities are being brought forth, proper judgment is going out to the world, to the people. Call halal Yahweh Bashanab Shai, Bashim Rakak Madash, Wa Abba Baba, Shalom.